So I figure, might as well talk about the Ninja 400. I tried making another video and it didn't turn out too well, so here's try number 2. Basically, got a good deal on this Ninja 400. It was pretty cheap. I got it from some guy in Tampa. He didn't really know too much about the pricing or what he had. So latest year Ninja 400, got it for a very good price and immediately took it and tore it down. Took it to the track one day at Bushnell, stock ergos, stock bars, stock rear sets, stock everything. Worked on the bike the same day that I came back for about 8 hours till about 10:30. Packed the bike back up and brought it back to Bushnell. I put on the clip-ons, the rear sets, and all the slide protection and engine protection. Went out and had a good time with it. The bike didn't feel too sorted out just yet. I think that I've got all of the ergos in the right spot, but we're gonna have to mess with that a little bit. The final few pieces are to just put on the race bodywork, the chain and sprockets. I went up 2 teeth in the back for the rear sprocket. It's a 520 chain. It should be lighter weight, less resistance. I've started to do some work to it. You got the GBRacing engine covers. I did the rear sets on it. Woodcraft clip-ons. Got the Stom grip on. Sliders and protection going. I have these off right now because I'm going to be installing the race body work. I've taken all the lights off. Dash is relocated right now. We're going to have to deal with that. Domino throttle and cable. Rear peg relocation. I got the oil cap. I think that's about everything that I have done on the bike so far. So the big order for today is going to be to put on these Hotbodies race fairings. I am not too sure how to do it, and it's going to be a whole ordeal. Basically, you're supposed to trim like along this line here, kind of go all the way across, like this bracket right here, this one here, this here, this here. I don't know about these, I don't know about these. I know this one needs to get bent down somehow. Let's see if it fits. I'm going through it right now. This tail section has been like pretty hard to get on. None of the holes lined up very well, so I had to Dremel everything out. Dealing with fiberglass is always annoying, so I've got my little mask out, so I'm gonna be diaper face for this next set of what I'm doing here. So you can see the latch, I had to relocate it here so that I could take the seat off. I used the 2 OE original bolts there. It should fit, go in the same place. And then I used these bolts here. Yeah, like they're the ones that go in there. I didn't want to drill out the bottom section of it. The screws definitely don't look very straight in there. I don't know how normal that is or... Okay, I think it's okay. I don't know if the dash will fit. Let's see. All right, got the dash fitted in. It's looking pretty good. It's looking all right. This has been a lot harder than I was hoping it was gonna be. Just feels like nothing's really fitting and I have to like trim literally everything. Got the upper fairing kind of fitted. This bolt went in pretty nice. I have this just kind of like mocked up, like the mid fairing, I guess. Where the windshield goes in, these are kind of being annoying. The brake line here is 100% gonna hit on that fairing there. I had to trim this piece like a lot, wasn't ideal. And then I'm pretty sure that if you look under, I'm pretty sure that this section here is rubbing up, hitting right there. I tried to use this bolt into here and it like kind of cracked where I was putting it in, so gonna have to be gentle with that one, I guess. Yeah, I think that's it for the day. I've had enough. None of it looks like it's really gonna fit too well, you know? Like, how do I get this to, like, all of this stuff I'm gonna have to like figure out how to line it up. And then the elephant in the room is I haven't started messing with the Zeus clips just yet. All right, it's the next day. I'm trying to muster up the courage to get to work on this thing. It looks like I've got everything in one piece, but I really don't. So, I mean, pretty much this top section is fitted up. It's kind of okay. I mean, you can see how the holes and everything are lined up. I gotta figure out the hardware that I'm gonna use to connect these two pieces together. You can see the gap that I have here that I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with. I think it'll be worth it to have the engine sliders on there, but I just need to figure that out. Looking like it's gonna be another day covered in fiberglass. We're getting close, so I just need to rivet up these here and then these here. Figure out how to make everything kind of line up. See, this is the other side as well. I might have to drill a hole a bit lower there to make that work. There she blows, you know, so I think it's good. I should have another delivery of parts coming in as well. You can see this piece right here. This is bent. I have a new one of those sitting on the table. So I just need to take that rear wheel off. It's almost comical how bad this thing is fitting on. Yeah, I didn't have the windscreen on, so I finally got the block off plates. I mean, they're literally just two metal plates from NRC. Cool. I have a spider crack in this portion here. That is not ideal, but I managed to get the Zeus clips in for the mid fairing. This bottom piece here, I mean, the underbelly, it's, you know, it's not good. This part here I have drilled out and I lined it up, but you know, this Hotbodies kit has been extremely annoying. My biggest gripe has been that they just didn't send enough hardware. I paid, after shipping, $1,100 to have this sent to me. I still have another 4 Zeus clips to put in for the underbelly, which, by the way, is the worst fitting part. It literally is blocking the shifter in standard shift here. So I'm gonna have to trim this piece off. The kickstand doesn't fit, but that's to be expected. This piece doesn't line up. What am I supposed to do about that? You know, I tried to kind of clamp everything in place, but it looks terrible. Over on this side, it's like I have it in place. I had to reuse the OE bolts here. I can't really think of anything that I've had to do aside from maybe the forks on the MT-07. That was harder. I messed up the position of these Zeus clips a few times. I think this front one here is like super tight in there. Literally have to like a set of pliers to actuate it. Probably not ideal, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? The brake line is gonna be, it's hitting here, which is annoying. I'm really frustrated that this just spider cracked on me like immediately. I didn't even really torque it down that much and it just cracked, which is a lovely noise. I don't know if you can see in here, but I still have to figure out how to drill all of this out to have the frame slider go in and go through everything. I know it'll come together and I know it's just, you know, part of the process. I've had to harvest bolts. I would pay an extra $50, straight $50 just on hardware, just to have all of the right bolts and stuff that I needed to have. Stuff just not clearancing and everything like that to me is, you know, how many of these kits do you think that they've sold, right? So yeah, it's, you know, just growing pains, I guess. Onwards. Oh, also,
My grips came in, so I'm excited for that. They feel pretty good. The chain tensioners, so super excited about those. And then I have the captive wheel spacers as well. Those look good too. Very excited to put those things on. Should be a little bit more straightforward than what I've been having to deal with. All right, well, we've got some progress here. It's been a day. I got the mid fairing on yesterday, and I had to put this piece on today. These bolts here fit up nice, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 like Christmas tree hooks that kind of mount in there that I had to like put the rubber bushing into. Really, it is just like drilling out one thing at a time, trimming one thing, measuring it 1,000 times in between, and then hoping that it fits, and then having to trim it again a little bit more anyway. I had to drill this out and then fit this rubber grommet here, and then here it's actually it's like a windscreen well nut. So there's like a rubber piece there behind the bolt that slots into this mid fairing. I drilled this piece out. This one was just a normal drill. And then for this one, I had to fit this grommet. I still have to drill this hole. I'd like to switch this piece of hardware out for another 4mm Allen so that I can take everything off with just a 4mm, because right now it looks like this is what was used on the OEM bodywork. I think that it would be better if it was a 4mm. Like fitting this piece in was actually so tough. And so I need to do the other side for that, and then the other side's mid fairing. So this is what we landed on. I had one of these in this section here, so I think to take this off, it's going to require this and this. So I wrote myself a note because I'd like to be able to just do it with one tool. That would make it so that this and this can be the same tool as this. So I would just need my fingers and then a 4mm to do everything. And that'll make it easier if I need to take this section off for whatever reason. And then I just need to do the belly pan. So that needs to be trimmed as well. I also need to trim right here, and then I still need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this brake line that's hitting right here. I think it's because the clip-ons are the wide Woodcraft clip-ons, not the normal ones. So that might be just, but like it's still, I still think this would have to be trimmed anyway. So now this is back on. You can see it was just 2 more bolts and then aligning the 3 clips in there that I had to help. Actually, there's a 4th one over here as well, like under here. Gaps are a little bit, you know, like this here is just, you know, not that good. And like same thing with this here, it's like sunk in. So comparing to this side, you know, on the other side, basically I need to drill this hole out and get it aligned, but I need to do that last. This needs a rubber piece like this to be able to seat into it and align with the Christmas tree clip on that mid upper fairing. This is the wrong bolt for here. I need to use a different one with a washer. It's I think it's an 8mm. And then this one in here, I need to drill out that windshield wing nut and get that seated in. And then same thing with this one here. I need to put another windshield well nut into this as well. And then I need to make sure that I have all the right hardware. I also need to put another one of these rubber things in this place. It's just one thing at a time. I mean, that's literally like 6 different things that I need to drill out for this side alone. All right, we're getting close. Got these 2 fitted up. This is like some pretty involved stuff here. So I've got the midsection fairing off here, and you can just see up here 2 things to align, another 2 things to align here with the windscreen wing nut, rivet. I messed that one up, but it's okay, you won't see it. And then I got rivet and rivet. 8 separate things that you have to line up here, and like to get right, clean up, combination of different hardware and orientations and stuff. You have to try and not get stuff too close to the edge so it doesn't crack. I think I might have gotten kind of lucky on this side. I'll put this back together. This side is buttoned up now. It is 1:30 in the morning right now, basically. But I have everything buttoned up and ready. So, yeah, I did it. Oh my God, it took so long, but everything is on. It's nice. Can't believe it. All right, it's the next day. Late one last night, but got her done. So now game plan for the day is to put the rest of the parts that I have on, captive wheel spacers, chain tensioners, and then try to trim up the rest of the body kit. Probably gonna have to clearance everything. If anybody happens to be watching this video with the intent of installing these Hotbodies racing kits, you know, I know there's a few people out there that probably think that this is like a one-day job. It can't be that hard. You watch the Hotbodies racing video of how he riveted up all of those bolts, and you know, you probably watched, you know, Brian Van on Sport Bike Track Gear going through his teardown, because that's exactly what I did. And I came into this project thinking that, yeah, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, something like that. And so, full disclosure, this was my first time putting one of these racing kits on. I'm a pretty handy guy. You know, I think anybody who races thinks that they're a pretty good motorcycle mechanic in the first place. You know, I know my way around a bike. I have the capacity, I think, to work on bikes. You know, I thought that this was going to be a fairly quick install. It couldn't be that bad. It can't be that bad, right? It's, you know, 8 Zeus clips and then a couple bolts here and there. So if you think that you can do this and you don't have a Dremel, don't do that. Don't even try. This took me collectively about 4 days worth of work. I would say that each day was about 4 hours of trying to mock stuff up. And you figure, you know, each hole itself is probably going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to align. So you multiply that across the 20 holes that you have to line up and test fit constantly, even just on that mid-fairing section, this one right here, which is the most complicated piece by far. You're looking at probably about 15 to 20 hours of work. I'm not gonna lie, there's very few things that I don't want to do again, and these race fairings are at the top of that list now. It is not a job that I would recommend people to try and just do. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it, but I'm not gonna lie, every hour that I was working on this, I just dreaded having to come into the garage, get covered in fiberglass. I have like pricks in my arm all over the place. This was not an easy thing to put together at all. So I still have work to do here, and I'm 15 hours in. Little reality check for not only me, but hopefully for somebody else out there whose you know, weekend might be contingent upon getting their race fairings on. Look, man, it's gonna be tough, all right? And nothing's gonna fit. It's not gonna look good. It's gonna be just a complete nightmare the whole time. So yeah, just be ready for what you're getting yourself into, because it is a lot. New grips, and then I took off the wheels. I have the captive chain adjusters, and then I have inside, you can see the captive spacers. Threw a little zip tie around the brake caliper so it doesn't fall off when I take the wheel off. Tomorrow I am going to T4 Kartplex to give the bike a good test ride, and I'm super excited to do that. Got to get packed up today, and that's going to be pretty much it. So hopefully we can get some footage tomorrow of me riding. It's new build montage time.
Tripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Flow make digits, I'm on my business, stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us, red run when I tell a bit peace. Love is love. Love is love.